Hey YouTube and Caymanas Park Turf Fights, welcome back to Down the Stretch. Today we're going to take a trip back in time. On your screen, this is a hoofer. Lovely filly with that beautiful Roman nose. She was a two-time champion sprinter owned by Mr. Winston Kong, trained by many-time champion trainer Wayne DeCosta. She didn't get past 7 furlongs, but she was a champion. After she was retired, she produced some nice horses, but this one in particular, this is She's a Maneater. Arguably the best local bred filly to race at Caymanas Park. And now we're going to have a look at some of the big races that She's a Maneater won.
Field in line for the 1,000 guineas. They're off. Empress Hall, Lady Faye. They come away quickly on the far side. Lightning Lily is moving closer to them and challenging early. In behind those Muddy Magnet races on the rail, True Whisper in between horses, Jamaican Pharaoh right on the tail end of that group of runners. Fort Knox is in between horses, Sarah Lee traveling pretty quickly at this stage as they continue to make their way down the back stretch. These are followed up by Marlene My Love, Lady Faye on the outside. Blue Tradition is next, then Great Faith. As the field run toward the 5, they're there now. And it's Empress Hall from Money Magnet. She's a Maneater has made progress. Lightning Lily on the outside. True Whisper near the rail. Fort Knox races up next. Bilingual hidden from view on the outside as they now quicken their tempo at the half mile. Great Faith and Marlene My Love are shaken for runs. Sarah Lee fading back, overtaken by a Blue Tradition. Looks to be Lady Faye on the outside of horses, and Jamaican Pharaoh is last as the 1,000 guineas field now arrive at the 3, and the favourite She's a Maneater comes up to challenge Money Magnet for the lead. Watch Bilingual cruising down dangerously on the outside. These are the 3 main contenders. They're into the lane, and it's She's a Maneater who has it. Bilingual asked to attack on the outside. Money Magnet found a bit wanting at the moment over on the rail. She's a Maneater by a length. Bilingual switched toward her inside. Further back to Marlene My Love, asked to run on, but they're at the furlong pole, and it's the favourite She's a Maneater, Omar Walker and Wayne DeCosta for Winston Kong. They will win the 1,000 guineas. She's a Maneater does it by 5 over Bilingual. Then Money Magnet, Marlene My Love. Great Faith is 5th. Field in line for the 97th running of the Boom Jamaica Derby, and they're off. Sotomayor gets a good start with Henry II. Secret Traveller is racing more toward the far side. Thornhill Miss races in front of Market Force and Akash as they all make their way toward the far side as they now come toward the judges for the first time. Thornhill Miss looks to be setting those fractions narrowly over Marlene My Love and Twilight Dreams on the far side. Secret Traveller just in behind them. She's a Maneater sensibly kept off the fractions. Great Faith running on the rail. Henry II is in between horses. Fearless Samurai on the outside as they pass us for the first time, and it's Twilight Dreams who leads Marlene My Love and a Thornhill Miss. She's a Maneater continues to hold on to that rail run, stepping just a bit wide. Thornhill Miss on her outside. Great Faith now gets the run on the rail. Sotomayor and Secret Traveller along with Henry II form a line of 3. Fearless Samurai tracks them. Then Akash, a break back to Uncle Vinny, and Subby tailing off. The large field run past the 7 in the Derby. They make their way now over toward the back stretch, and out in front Marlene My Love tries to go all the way. She leads up by some 4 lengths over Twilight Dreams. She's a Maneater continues to look to have something in hand, and she now goes second over Twilight Dreams. Thornhill Miss tries to stay with them as they make their way now toward the final 5/8. Market Force and Henry II team up in behind. Great Faith just in front of the late running Sotomayor. Fearless Samurai is also going to be asked to run late. A break back to Secret Traveller. Uncle Vinny on the outside overtakes Akash, and a long way back to Subby who trails. They're at the half mile and go spinning into the turn in the Derby. 7/16 to run. Marlene My Love continues to lead under an enterprising ride. Here now is She's a Maneater trying to get to her as they leave the 3. In behind them the surprise possibly. Thornhill Miss is racing back in 3rd ahead of Market Force and Sotomayor, but they're coming into the lane, and it's Marlene My Love who leads them into it. She's a Maneater is on the rail and now has to be they switched as Marlene, my love, darted to the fence. She's a man-eater, lost the layout once again. And here is the grey Sotomayor along with Market Force. She's a man-eater, tackles Marlene, my love, and now she points the nose in front. Sotomayor is the only one that has defeated her. He's trying to get to the finish. She's a man-eater, but she continues to hunt off the wires coming in the Derby, and she wins it over Sotomayor, Marlene, my love, Market Force, and Uncle Vinny. Michael Sims. They're off for the 91st running of the Jamaica St. Leger. Thornhill Miss gets a good start far side with Paper Chaser. Great Faith is also running pretty quickly as they pass the judges for the first time. There goes Fearless Samurai now moving up to set the fractions. From Great Faith in second, Thornhill Miss settled on the rail. Proud of Nuclear races out wide. She's a Manita now getting into position in between horses running just off the rail. Sotomayor is earlier this day and is moving down quickly on the rail as Fearless Samurai and a Thornhill Miss set the splits. Sotomayor and Great Faith team up in behind. She's a Manita taken off the fractions and running smoothly as they make their way toward the 7. A gap opens up to Subby. Market Force follows up with Proud of Nuclear. Then Paper Chaser racing down on the rail. Rising Bop on the outside. Uncle Vinny tacked onto the tail end of that group and forget Silence at the moment. They settle down now on the back stretch. They've left the 6 and run toward the 5. Fearless Samurai and Thornhill Miss take each other on. She's a Manita, watches them a close-up third, just 3 lengths off them. Great Faith racing on her inside. Sotomayor is closing in now as they make their way toward the final half of a mile in the St. Leger, and they're about to leave that back stretch. A gap opens up to Market Force, edging in front of Subby and Uncle Vinny. Then a Rising Bop, Proud of Nuclear. Paper Chaser races next, and toward the back of the field it's Silence, but they've left now the 7/16th and run toward the 3, Thornhill Miss and Fearless Samurai. Here comes She's a Man-Eater, asked to gobble them up on the outside. She's racing 3 wide as they leave the 5/16th. They're about to come into the lane in the final classic of the season, and the filly She's a Man-Eater has now taken charge. She's a Man-Eater trying to join the likes of Money Moon as they run toward the furlong pole. Simply Magic and El Safra. Can she take the Triple Crown? She's opening up on Fearless Samurai. They're not going to stop. She's a Man-Eater. It's She's a Man-Eater in the hands of Omar Walker for Winston Kong and Wayne Da Costa Odi. She's a Man-Eater wins the Triple Crown. Market Force is second. Sotomayor third. Fearless Samurai is fourth. They're off for the Burger King Superstakes. She's a Man-Eater gets a good start with Superluminal. Dysfunctional is coming through looking for that lead. Will in Charge is moving fluently just in behind as they pass us for the first time with Dysfunctional out in front from She's a Man-Eater staying close. Superluminal tucked in between horses. Will in Charge racing out 3 wide. Uncle Taff races wide. Big Daddy Cool near the rail. Royal Vibes right against it, and Hovercraft just the back marker as the runners make their way through that clubhouse turn and run toward the final 7. There goes Will in Charge. Now puts his head in front. Dysfunctional right there on the rail, going back into that lead again. These two alternating a bit. Uncle Taff in behind them, stepping off the rail. Superluminal right against it. She's a Man-Eater has been taken off the splits, overtaken by Royal Vibes. Big Daddy Cool will do his running late as usual as they leave the 6, and Hovercraft just trails. Fairly compacted this field, maybe 8 lengths separates them all. Dysfunctional continuing to guide the Superstakes field along. Will in Charge racing and just in between horses. Royal Vibes is there. There goes Superluminal asked to quicken up once again. Uncle Taff hidden in the fray, and Uncle Taff has been hauled up toward the back of the field. There's Hovercraft and She's a Man-Eater now beginning their runs. Big Daddy Cool just the back marker as they run toward the final 3/8 of a mile. Dysfunctional and Superluminal. Royal Vibes joins them. She's a Man-Eater now asked to pounce. Here's Big Daddy Cool running right in her slipstream. Will in Charge hoping for space against the rail as they come into the lane in the Superstakes, and the filly She's a Man-Eater points and gets that lead. Will in Charge over on the rail. Here is Big Daddy Cool now asked to get her, but She's a Man-Eater continues to battle on inside the last furlong. Big Daddy Cool on the rail with Dick Cardenas. It's She's a Man-Eater and Anthony Thomas. She's opened a length over Big Daddy Cool. She's a Man-Eater gives Wayne Da Costa his first Superstakes win.
What a
Another bullet acting up, but they're off for the Diamond Mile, the third running of it. And Awesome Destiny didn't get away all that well, along with Hovercraft and Another Bullet. They raced toward the back with Royal Vibes. But as expected, Sir Budget and talented Tony K now matched strides early as they set pretty quick splits. Money Magnet staying close to them, Choo Choo Blue on their heels and running in fourth. Will in Charge races on the rail, joined by Chase the Great. Houdini's Magic is kept off those splits, along with She's Man-Eater racing on the rail. Another Bullet racing out wide of Awesome Destiny. Dwayne Starr with that grouping. Lottery Ticket is further back with Hovercraft. Big Daddy Cool now begins to lengthen strides from the back of the field. And last of all, it's Royal Vibes as they now run toward the half mile in the Diamond Mile. A half a mile to run. Sir Budget just the leader from Will in Charge and Money Magnet. Talented Tony K has faded back in behind horses. Watch Chase the Great now making a run. Houdini's Magic is further back 5 lengths off that lead. She's a Man-Eater is now asked to go on the rail by Dane Nelson. Another Bullet right alongside her, but with 5/16 to run. Chase the Great on the outside will turn for home, drifting off the rail. Money Magnet the closest pursuer at the moment, beginning to make ground. That is She's a Man-Eater now coming at them as they run toward the furlong pole, and now She's a Man-Eater, the super filly, grabs the lead. It's the Wonder Woman of local racing. She turns on her superpowers, and She's a Man-Eater has left them all for dead and wins the Diamond Mile. Wayne DaCosta has it 3 years in a row. Big Daddy Cool is second over Houdini's Magic, close in behind between Chase the Great, Will in Charge and Money Magnet. Now they're ready. They're off for the Burger King Superstakes. Drummer Boy ridden to go for that lead. Will in Charge on his outside. She's a Man-Eater staying close near the rail. As they pass us for the first time, and Drummer Boy, the rider, having a peep between his legs, leads up by 2 lengths. Will in Charge staying close. She's a Man-Eater right with Will in Charge as they go into that clubhouse turn. Big Daddy Cool is also close to those leaders, followed up by Perfect Neighbor, and the grey Sotomayor is labouring early at the back as Drummer Boy sets the fractions and skips away by almost 6 lengths over Will in Charge, chasing from second. She's a Man-Eater clings the rail and saves ground the entire trip. On the outside, Big Daddy Cool joins her. Perfect Neighbor is 3.5 lengths back, and sitting chilly at the moment is the rider, and Sotomayor at the back of the field as they thunder down the backstretch with 6 furlongs remaining in the Superstakes. Drummer Boy in front, but not so far. Will in Charge has whittled away at the lead. She's a Man-Eater will not allow him to slip away from her today. On the outside, that's Big Daddy Cool. Perfect Neighbor is 4 lengths in behind them, and Sotomayor remains firmly planted at the back as they run toward the half mile in the Superstakes, and now Will in Charge grabs that lead, but She's a Man-Eater is right there on his inside. Only a length and a piece separates them. Big Daddy Cool now asked to charge after them. Drummer Boy has done his work and begins to fade. Perfect Neighbor toward the back of the field, and last of all, it's Sotomayor inside the final 3. Will in Charge by a length and a quarter. She's a Man-Eater now will try to eat into that lead as they leave the 5/16th, and it is Will in Charge near the rail with the lead at the top of the lane in the Burger King Superstakes. Here is She's a Man-Eater now. She looks to have gobbled him up already, but Will in Charge is not quitting. He's fighting on the inside rail. Big Daddy Cool and the rest are all beaten. It's She's a Man-Eater with that lead inside the final 16th. Will in Charge refuses to go away. The filly, She's a Man-Eater fighting. Will in Charge rallying on the rail. She's a Man-Eater in a head bob. May have beat Will in Charge, but it's very, very close. Then Big Daddy Cool and Perfect Neighbor.
She bolted prior to the 2018 running of the Diamond Mile and was scratched. And we're going to have a look at the final 2.5 furlongs of the Diamond Mile that year.
Caught now by Hovercraft. Big Daddy Cool has a mountain to climb, and that mountain is Mount Everest, as they've left the 5/16th and are about to come into the lane, and it is Chase the Great now battling to hold that lead. Chase the Great out in front. Will in Charge trying to cut into that lead on the outside. Money Magnet is over on the rail. Mr. Universe has cried enough. Another Bullet in the center, and Disability Charm out wide, and now the favorite Will in Charge takes charge. On the run, passing the 16th pole, it's Will in Charge rolling home under Robert Alladine. Big Daddy Cool is storming home. Will in Charge, the rider went to sleep. Big Daddy Cool has flashed past. It's close. In behind them, Chase the Great, Money Magnet, and another Bullet. They're off for the 41st running of the Superstakes. She's a Manita gets away quickly. Sentient is also rushing up. There goes Tuna Ciliata to set the fractions as they pass us for the first time. And Tuna Ciliata gets that lead. Sentient and She's a Manita just in behind. Supreme Soul tugging away and wanting his head. Uncle Vinny toward the outside of runners along with Big Daddy Cool and Hovercraft settled at the back as they go into that clubhouse turn, a mile to run. Tuna Ciliata just the leader. Sentient and She's a Man-Eater in close proximity, so too Supreme Soul kept off the splits. Hovercraft in the pink sleeves runs the rail right alongside Uncle Vinny and Big Daddy Cool at the back, but no more than 7 lengths separates them as they take to the back stretch and run away toward the final 6. Tuna Ciliata on that lead. She's a Man-Eater poised to strike already. Sentient in the black with the red cap races next as they leave the 6. Uncle Vinny and Supreme Soul race next, then Hovercraft and Big Daddy Cool waiting for a big charge in the lane as they're about to arrive at the 5. Tuna Ciliata continues to lead. She's a Man-Eater. Sentient in third. Supreme Soul on the outside. Hovercraft right on his inside, almost scraping paint. Uncle Vinny and Big Daddy Cool are next. They run to the half mile. They make their way now into that half mile turn. She's a Man-Eater and Tuna Ciliata continue to match stride. Sentient is 2.5 to 3 lengths back in third. A further 2 to Supreme Soul under a ride, but not really gaining yet. Hovercraft and Big Daddy Cool are next, and Uncle Vinny has been left at the back. 5/16 to run. They're coming into the lane, and the Queen of Local Racing, She's a Man-Eater, has taken charge from Tuna Ciliata. Sentient is back in third. Supreme Soul is struggling way down the track in fourth. It's She's a Man-Eater out in front from Tuna Ciliata. She's a Man-Eater leaves the furlong pole. Walker has a look behind him. Tuna Ciliata has given up and can't touch the mare. The mare is coming away. She'll have her third consecutive victory in the Superstakes. My, what a horse. Tuna Ciliata second, Sentient third, Big Daddy Cool is fourth. Field in line for the 2019 running of the Diamond Mile. They're off and another bullet red at the start. Superlumina and Dante race on the far side. Drummer Boy is right up at the front end as they head toward the 7. Stranger Danger is held back in fourth. Tuna Ciliata now moving down against the rail. She's a Man-Eater and Bruce Wayne race out wide of horses. Uncle Vinny is moving through the field. Feroz in the green hidden from view. Supreme Soul now beginning to get closer. Sentient just toward his inside. They've overtaken Dante and Feroz. Another bullet now makes ground and is asked to recover after an awful beginning. Bruce Wayne toward the outside. Summer Sun racing on the rail with Uncle Frank. A break opens up to Houdini's Magic and Princess Annie outsped and outclassed at the back. The Diamond Mile field approach the final half of a mile. It's Tuna Ciliata tackled now by Stranger Danger. There goes the mare. She's a Man-Eater. These three in a tight bunch as they go, flashing now toward the final 3. And She's a Man-Eater now grabs the lead. It's a half a length in front. Stranger Danger is battling as they come inside the final 5/16. Tuna Ciliata in behind. Supreme Soul now asked to go along with Sentiment on the outside. But She's a Man-Eater turns for home with that lead. The American Stranger Danger doesn't seem to be able to cope with the mare. She's a super mare. She's the Queen of Local Racing. It's She's a Man-Eater and Omar Walker are followed to run in the Diamond Mile. Stranger Danger has no answers to her. Tuna Ciliata and Sentient trying to run on, but She's a Man-Eater. What a mare. What a great horse. She's a Man-Eater, probably the best in the land. She wins it over Stranger Danger, Tuna Ciliata, Sentiment and Supreme Soul.
After retiring, she was put to this handsome chestnut stallion named the Bold Conquest out of Champion Horse in America Curling. In 2022, they had a foal, this long-legged looking colt. They gave him the name Stormbringer. Now let's have a look at Stormbringer, making his 3-year-old debut recently.
They're off and racing. Althea and Prince Ogilvy misses it and is left at the back of the field as a Stormbringer. Passing the 5 in front, about 2 lengths from Giant Vigorous racing in second, Mineola down in third, Althea and Prince Ogilvy racing at the back. A compact field as they head past the 4 furlong point, and it is Stormbringer on that lead. Stormbringer right against the rail, that is Giant Vigorous. Mineola is right there too. Althea recovering and making ground, and left at the back of the field. That's Prince Ogilvy, as it is Stormbringer turning on the eat about 4 or 5 lengths in front, and looks to have a ton in hand. Robert Halidine, as he's motionless at the moment, he takes a peek in his mirror, liking what he's seeing. It's Stormbringer on an afternoon stroll. Giant Vigorous running off the course and still in second. Right there too, that Healthier coming on, but this is Stormbringer bringing them home. Stormbringer is sprinting clear, and Stormbringer now begins to turn into a category 3 and pulls away. Double digits. Easiest of winner for Robert Halidine, Stormbringer. Second, that's Giant Vigorous.